Hello and welcome. You're watching NewsX. I'm Megha Sharma, and this very special episode of VaKu, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Joining me on the broadcast is Naeem Khan. He's an iconic fashion designer. He does not need any introduction. He's made our country proud because he is perhaps the only Indian fashion designer who is at the top of his game. And every single celebrity worth his salt actually loves to be in his design, pleads and desires and hopes to be in his designs. Welcome on the show.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be part of this. I love India and I'm longing to come there. Thank you.
Yes. Talking about your roots, the three generations of the Khans have lived in Mumbai. They have been closely working when it comes to the textile and the embroidery industry. Talk to us about your native town, your family background, and obviously the natural choice for you to become a fashion designer.
I grew up in a little town in India, very close to Delhi, actually, called Bareilly, and that's where my family comes from. And my grandfather started his business making embroideries in Bareilly in UP. And then my father moved to Mumbai, and I was born in Bareilly, but moved to Mumbai with my dad. And so we are a family for three generations that we have created the most incredible handmade embroideries for the elites of India. And I, at the age of 20, left India to go to school to America. So to me, I grew up with the oldest art in India, watching my grandfather, my father. So it's part of my DNA. And that is what I've taken and I've modernized it for today's woman. And it's my symbol. And to me, what's my story? Designer has to have a story. My story is that I come from a heritage family that made the most beautiful Indian textiles. And I've modernized it for today's woman. And I make for the first lady to the movie stars. So I've taken what is core Indian and I've made it modern.
Absolutely. And congratulations on that, because every single of your ensemble is reflective of the Indianness and you've kept that intact. And that's obviously the secret sauce to your success, and kudos to you. But keeping in mind, today's fashion industry, the domestic fashion industry, and comparing it to the Western fashion industry, how long till we are able to actually climb that journey and come to the top of our game, the Indian designers? Because while it's all hunky-dory over here, there are only far and few in between, and you would know about it, who have actually, been able to reach the stature that you have.
The thing, Indian fashion designers make the most beautiful, beautiful clothes. I mean, like I've seen during India Fashion Week or Delhi Fashion Week, we have very creative designers. It's just that the world of fashion internationally is a tough world. It's like trying to be a Bollywood star, trying to be a Hollywood star. I mean, it's not so easy because you have to have infrastructure. You have to understand the market. I think, but we are very, very close that India is going to become the biggest player of fashion because of all what's going on in India. Our schools are fabulous. We have the creativity. We have the manufacturing. We are going to be a big powerhouse. We already are, but it's just that we've not created the symbols or the designers to create the image, which is happening as we speak, because I think India is moving at a rapid pace.
Now, when you started off as an apprentice back when you were 20 years old, and now that you have been in the industry for decades together and has there been a tectonic shift in how Indians are viewed in the Western society, in America and Europe?
Indians are viewed very highly in America. I can speak for the USA. We are the largest growing, successful community in America, from either be doctors, lawyers, professionals, tech world. And now, you look at me in fashion. I mean, I think we have a gamut of successful Indians in America. And the viewpoint of Indians is incredible. We are smart, we are family-oriented, we are loving, we are hardworking, and we are creative. So we have a very, very good standing in the United States.
Absolutely. And what can be done ahead? Because you go ahead and see perhaps the benchmark for an Indian to have arrived And in United States and United Kingdom especially is a number of those members of parliament. We have go ahead and vice president, the Biden administration is part Indian, having her lineage from a very small back in Tamil Nadu. How can the Indians and the Indian diaspora who is living in America bring about a social and a tectonic change when it comes to what's happening in the Western world vis-a-vis how India is perceived in the Western world? Keeping in mind there are these stray instances. And I'll tell you about it because when the pandemic hits and India is being criticized and looked down upon and being called an apocalypse, and there are various sorts of critiques that are coming about. How does that image of an India with the snake charmers and the cows roaming about on the street gets changed to an India that is tech savvy, that knows what it's doing and talking about, and that is extremely smart when it comes to being an engineer or a doctor, as one is as being a politician or a fashion designer?
So, see, to me, how do we perceive India? To me, I look at India as this amazing country with such diversification, right? So you have either like the most amazing, brilliant scientists to designers to businessmen. Then you have the snake charmers, which is like so incredible. We are a great, great country with this diversification. And I think in America, people have good impressions about India. It's just that we are so big and we are trying, our political world in India is I don't have to tell you. I mean, we need strong governments that can change things in India. And we need the support of the government to build fashion in India. Like the schools that are coming up, for example, we need help. And the vision of India for a Western, this is a difficult question because I really, really feel, you're recording this, right? But we're not live, okay? I just feel that, India is perceived either amazing or they look at India as this poor country. And the problem with looking at us as this poor country, there are reasons for it. We need to also make sure that our image, that we are put in the front through the right way. We don't have any great PR for India. You look at other countries, how they push here, it's incredible. So we need to have amazing ambassadors. We need to have, we need to grow all that. It's like what China did.
Yeah.
They really PR'd themselves into position. And we need to take whatever we have and we have to have the right vision for it. Either it be the snake charmer or the great tech guy, but it has to have, they're both fascinating to me.
Your words of wisdom for anybody and everybody who is watching this and is struggling or wanting to be a fashion designer and making it big in the international, especially in the Western world. The way you have gone ahead and held your head high and made our entire Indian community so.
Thank you so much. There's a few things. One of them is you have to give your entire being to fashion. Fashion is one of those things where if you don't dream and live by it day and night in your head, it's a creative world. You have to be totally obsessed by it. And hard work is obviously a huge thing in this. Having experiences. Fashion is all about what experiences you've had, opening yourself, museums, Bollywood, Hollywood, understanding art, history, all those things are important because all those relate to our life. Secondly, everyone has to have a story. What is your story? What kind of clothes do you make? How do you stand out from others? But you have to be real. You cannot make just clothes that just look fabulous, but they are of no function. It has to be functional. It has to be retailable. So you have to have a story, you have to work hard, and you have to give your life to this business because it's one of those things where you have to.
All right, those are three big points of advice. I think every single designer, every single person who aspires to be a designer should just note it down, memorize it in their heads, because that's coming in from the style guru, from the fashion guru, if I may call it. Thank you, Naeem, for joining me on this broadcast on Vasudev to Become VaKu. It's great to have you on my show.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
All
Have a
the
great day.
very best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.